You want me to put that on my todger?
This One's Wife. How to Hide the Cloven Hooves. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This One's Wife is keeping, for her, a relatively low profile at the moment. Nevertheless, we all know that the PR puff pieces must still come out, and indeed they do, as she has to ensure a grip on the viewing public for the purposes of assertion of control and the drawing of fuel. Like the crack addict, she cannot give up the drawing of the fuel, and who else but Hello that regales us with some other bumfluffery about her world. This comes from Georgia Brown. I don't know if she's sweet Georgia Brown, but what I do know is that she's the senior lifestyle and fashion writer for Hello. And the headline that greets us is This One's Wife's £20,000 shoe collection and walk-in wardrobe needs to be seen to be believed. See inside the Duchess of Sussex's rarely seen designer footwear collection. So you might not be seeing This One's Wife at the moment. You might not be seeing her at hospitals or art galleries, but you are able to have a look at her footwear, which of course may cause a number of you to shrink back because you don't want to see those bunion beauties. But you're going to be told all about her shoe collection and her walk-in wardrobe, because after all, she needs you to understand and accept that she is a fashion icon. Georgia Brown, sweet or otherwise, writes, If one thing is certain about This One's Wife, the Duchess of Sussex, it's her unmistakable fondness for designer footwear. As a somatic narcissist, this is something which is commensurate with that somaticism, the necessity of expensive designer footwear. Since living in sunny Montecito with her husband Prince Harry and their two children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, in case you'd forgotten that that's where they lived and that's who lives there, This One's Wife has kept the interiors of their $30 million home, seems to have gone up in value, largely shielded from the public. Yes, to the extent of not filming anything in there whatsoever or showing any photographs from inside there. Only on a rare occasion have royal watchers caught a glimpse inside the couple's palatial 9-bedroom mansion via Zoom call backgrounds or iPhone photographs shared in the Sussex's Netflix docuseries Harry and This One's Wife. Well, it's certainly a darn sight more than, say, your home, or your home, or your home, which you haven't been sharing around the internet in the way that she has. Nevertheless, what does This One's Wife do to hide those cloven hooves which otherwise would be going clippity-clip-clop-clip on the tiles in the Montecito mansion? Well, according to Georgia Brown, sweet or otherwise, before This One's Wife became royal, however, the former Suits actress, got to remind you of that in case you've forgotten, was a regular poster on Instagram, use of social media, a common occurrence with the narcissist, and shared several snaps of her epic shoe collection and wardrobe. Whoopie-fucking-do. In one unearthed photograph, unearthed by who? Dr. Howard Carter? Dr. Indiana Jones? Unearthed photograph. You make it sound like it's come from bloody antiquity. The Duchess can be seen standing in a chic dressing room, flooded with natural light. Oh, that natural light's so important. From the floor-to-ceiling windows. I think somebody really had to do a bit of padding to get through their 750 words here. Rails of clothes lined every wall of the room. No shit, I couldn't see that in the picture that had been produced. Thank goodness, Georgia Brown, sweet or otherwise, you told me this. Rails of clothes lined every wall of the room, while This One's Wife stood surrounded by hundreds of pairs of shoes, from wedges to sandals to espadrilles and more. Yes, thank you for describing what I can already see with my own eyes. A tedious woman, posing, with clothing around her and lots of shoes. Yep, there it is. We're in agreement. Considering the photograph was posted on This One's Wife's now defunct Instagram account during the filming of Suits, it seems most likely the wardrobe belonged to her on-screen paralegal, Rachel Zane. Oh, so it's not actually This One's Wife's clothing as you led us to believe in the headline. And it isn't her shoe collection either. It belonged to the wardrobe of the production company that made Suits? Jolie Andreatta, costume designer of Suits, formerly said that she and this one's wife both loved Rachel's clothes. We'd always say that, if we could, we would live in Rachel's clothes. Designing Rachel's look was like being a kid in a candy store, she told Harper's Bazaar in 2018. Well, that's absolutely fascinating, and I'm sure that all of your lives are much improved for that piece of knowledge. When you've worked on a show for 7 years, you're likely to pick up some style tips from your daily wardrobe, and this one's wife appeared to echo Rachel's penchant for shoe shopping when she became a part of the royal family. Another photo from the Duchess's closed Instagram account showed a glimpse of her real-life shoe collection. From £790 Miu Miu embellished satin pumps to £680 Christian Louboutin Love Me pumps, this one's wife's 39-strong shoe collection was valued at £20,000 at the time, and that was just from the shoes in the photograph. Well, how about that for character trait acquisition? She's boasting about the expense of the shoes that she wore, but they're not actually her shoes. They are the wardrobe at Suits. But once again, demonstrating her lack of emotional empathy when many people are facing a cost of living crisis, she has these things pumped out, reminding you of the fact that she had access to lots and lots and lots of shoes and you didn't. Not only with this PR puff piece are we having the past brought up from her Suits days, but we also receive a quotation from the Tig. Some days I wear one lone pair of shoes, and others my toes are caught in a fashion flurry of beautiful footwear from day to night, this one's wife wrote on her former lifestyle blog, The Tig, in 2014. On this particular day, I had the luxury of slipping out of my go-to Jack Purcell kicks in favour of looks of the high fashion persuasion, from Chanel to Blanix and McQueen on set for Suits, to some beauties from Gianvito Rossi for an event at night. It was a Cinderella glass slipper kind of day at its finest, she wrote, snapping several photos of her Luxe shoe collection. Well, I'm sure you're all absolutely delighted to be appraised of this information about how this one's wife goes about hiding her cloven hooves by wearing shoes provided by a wardrobe that was nothing to do with her. This once again encapsulates the blandness of this woman, the emptiness of her existence, and the lack of meaning that she brings. That whereas other people might be able to provide you with some insightful comment about world events or meaningful explanations about the things that they've been doing to make the world a better place, all that this one's wife can do is bring up the past by telling you about shoes that she didn't even own. Sums her up, really, doesn't it? I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.